Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome you all on my today's online lecture class. This is the lecture. This lecture is the continuation of my last lecture. That means local hormone. This is the item number 1 from gastrointestinal tract. Today, I will discuss about the secretory functions of alimentary tract. So, the secretory functions of alimentary tract. Throughout the gastrointestinal tract, the secretory glands serve two main functions. First, the digestive enzymes are secreted in the most areas of the alimentary tract from mouth to the distal end of the ileum. Second, mucous glands located from the mouth to the anus provide mucus for lubrication and protection of all the parts of the alimentary tract. So, the alimentary tract consists of several glands which secrete first digestive enzymes for digestion of food and second mucus gland which secrete mucus for lubrication and protection for all the parts of alimentary tract. Now this chart is the daily secretion of digestive juice. The digestive saliva, the daily secretion of saliva is 1000 ml. The pH of saliva is 6 to 7. The daily secretion of gastric secretion is 1500 ml, where the pH of gastric secretion is 1 to 3.5. The daily secretion of pancreatic secretion is 1000 ml and the pH is 8 to 8.3. The bile daily secretion is 1000 ml where the pH is 7.8. The small intestinal secretion or succus entericus is 1800 ml where the pH is 7.5 to 8. The Brunner's gland secretion from the duodenum is 200 ml and the pH is 8 to 8.9. Large intestinal secretion is 200 ml and the pH is 7.5 to 8. This chart is very much important for your MCQ exam. Now the saliva. The daily secretion of saliva is 800 to 1500 ml. The average value is 1000 milliliters. The pH is 6 to 7. It is hypotonic compared with the plasma. Saliva secreted from parotid, submandibular, sublingual glands and from many tiny buccal glands. This is the parotid gland, this is the sublingual gland, this is the submaxillary gland. So the saliva contains a serous and mucus secretion. The parotid glands secrete serous type of secretion. Serous secretion contain ptyalin, that is an salivary alpha amylase. And the submandibular and sublingual glands secrete both serous secretion and mucus. The buccal glands secrete only mucus. Mucus secretion contain mucin. The composition of saliva. The water is 99.5% and solid is 0.5%. The organic constituents are ptyalin, that is salivary alpha amylase, lingual lipase, mucins, immunoglobulin A and lysozymes, lactoferrins, A and B blood group antigen. And inorganic constituents are sodium, that is 15 milliequivalent per liter, potassium 30 milliequivalent per liter, chloride 15 milliequivalent per liter, bicarbonate ion 50 to 70 milliequivalent per liter, and thiocyanide ions. This is the formation and secretion of saliva from the submandibular gland. Now the functions of saliva. The mechanical functions. It lubricates food bolus and facilitates swallowing. It keeps the mouth moist. It helps in speech by facilitating the movement of lips and tongue. It keeps the mouth and teeth clean. It dilutes the hot and irritant substance. And protective function, it protects the oral cavity from bacteria by lysozyme and immunoglobulin A. It dissolves the walls of the bacteria, thus gives the protective function. Digestive function is the saliva contain ptyalin, that is salivary alpha amylase, which initiates the carbohydrate digestion. It acts on boiled starch. The buffering action, the buffers in the saliva helps to maintain the oral pH at 7. Now the control of salivary secretion or regulation of salivary secretion. The salivary secretion is almost entirely under neural control. The stimulation of the parasympathetic nerve supply causes profuse secretion of watery saliva. and stimulation of sympathetic nerve supply causes secretion of small amount of saliva rich in organic constituents. Salivary secretion is also controlled by two reflexes, that is conditioned reflex and unconditioned reflex. What is conditioned reflex? The salivary secretion can be conditioned as in the classical experiment of Pavlov, where the dogs were conditioned to salivate in response to ringing the bell by associating its stimulus with a meal. It means যখন একটা ডগের খাবারের সময় হবে তখন যদি তুমি বেল বাজাও তখন দেখবা অটোমেটিকলি ওর স্যালাইভেশন শুরু হয়ে গেছে. This is the condition reflex. So the secretion is actually initiated even before the meal is taken into the mouth, such as a result of central triggers that are prone to thinking about seeing or smelling of food. একটা খাবারের কথা চিন্তা করলে বা একটা দূর থেকে একটা সুস্বাদু খাবার দেখলে ইভেন খাবারের স্মেল শুনলেও স্যালাইভেশন স্টার্ট হতে পারে. দিস আর দ্য কন্ডিশন রিফ্লেক্স. মানে আমার যে স্যালাইভেশন হওয়ার জন্য খেতেই হবে এমন না. These are the main thing. The thinking of food, seeing and smelling of food also causes salivation. This is the condition reflex. So presence of food in the mouth is not necessary to elicit this reflex. The stimuli for this reflex are the sight, smell, hearing, or even thought of food. The unconditioned reflex. It is the inborn reflex that is present since birth. It does not need any previous experience. This reflex induces salivary secretion when food is placed in the mouth, causes reflex secretion of saliva. This is due to stimulation of the nerve endings in the mucous membrane of oral cavity. So, the control of the salivary secretion include, mainly it is under the neural control. So stimulation of the parasympathetic nerve supply causes profuse secretion of watery saliva, whereas stimulation of the sympathetic nerve supply causes secretion of small amount of saliva which is rich in organic constituent. And two reflexes are responsible for salivary secretion, that is conditioned reflex and unconditioned reflex. This figure showing the parasympathetic nervous regulation of salivary secretion. As we see here, taste and tactile stimulus from the tongue goes to the superior and inferior salivary nuclei in the brainstem located at the junction between medulla and pons. From here, the parasympathetic nerve signals goes through facial nerve and glossopharyngeal nerve. Facial nerve, then cauda tympani branch of the facial nerve, then submandibular ganglia, then supply to the submandibular gland and sublingual gland. On the other hand, glossopharyngeal nerve, which goes to the otic ganglia and supply the parotid gland. So both stimulation of the gland causes copious watery secretion. This is the parasympathetic nervous regulation of salivary secretion. Xerostomia is the deficient salivation. Hyposalivation, reduction in the secretion of the saliva, is called hyposalivation, and hypersalivation, excess secretion of saliva is known as hypersalivation. This is all about saliva. Now, gastric juice or gastric secretion. The daily gastric secretion is 1500 to 250 ml. The pH of gastric juice is 1.0 to 3.5. Very much important. The site of secretion from the surface epithelium cell and from the glands. So gastric secretion occurs from two sources, that is from the surface epithelium cells and from the glands. Now, from the surface epithelium cells, the surface epithelium of the stomach contain a continuous layer of special type of mucus cell, which is known as surface mucus cell, which secrete thick alkaline viscid mucus that coats the stomach mucosa with a gel layer of mucus, protect the stomach wall and lubrication of food. So thus gastric juice secretion occurs from two sources. Number one, surface epithelium, which is known as surface mucus cell that secrete thick alkaline viscid mucus that coats the stomach mucosa with a gel layer of mucus, so protect the stomach wall and helps in lubrication of food. And from the glands, there are mainly two types of gland present in the stomach, that is gastric or oxyntic glands and pyloric glands. The secretion from the gastric or oxyntic glands. Mucus, the gastric or oxyntic gland contain four types of cell mainly. That is the mucous neck cell, which mainly secrete the mucus, chief or peptic cell, which secrete pepsinogen, parietal or oxyntic cell, which secrete hydrochloric acid and intrinsic factor, and enterochromaffin-like cell, which secrete histamine. So the gastric mucosa contain the gastric or oxyntic cell, which consists of four types of cell, that is the mucous neck cell, which secrete mucus, chief or peptic cell, which secrete pepsinogen, parietal or oxyntic cell, which secrete hydrochloric acid and intrinsic factor, and enterochromaffin-like cell, which secrete histamine. And from the pyloric gland, there is secretion of mucus and gastrin. So this is the oxyntic gland from the body of the stomach, which consists the surface epithelium and mucous neck cell, oxyntic cell, and peptic cell, which is the gastric cell. This figure showing the secretion from the different types of cell of the gastric mucosa. Now the composition of gastric juice. This chart I have taken from the Gannon. The cation are sodium, potassium, magnesium, and hydrogen. Anion are chloride, hydrogen phosphate, sulfate, pepsins, lipase, mucin, intrinsic factor of Kessel. Here the pepsin is secreted as pepsinogen. So the four important constituents of gastric juice are hydrochloric acid, pepsin, mucus, and intrinsic factor of Kessel. The functions of gastric hydrochloric acid or gastric HCl. The main function, it activates pepsinogen into pepsin. It means inactive pepsinogen is converted into active pepsin in presence of gastric hydrochloric acid. It kills the bacteria and provides acid medium for action of pepsin. This is the figure showing the anatomy of canaliculi of a parietal or oxyntic cell. So hydrochloric acid is formed from the villus-like projections inside the canaliculi, and then conducted through the canaliculi into the secretory end of the cell. This is a very much important question. The mechanism of gastric HCl secretion or the mechanism of gastric HCl production. এটা তোমাদের গাইটনে খুব সুন্দর করে তিনটা পয়েন্ট আছে, ওখান থেকে পড়বে। এবং যখন তোমরা এই গ্যাস্ট্রিক HCl সিক্রেশনটা পড়বে, তোমরা সাথে সাথে ছবিটা আঁকবে, না হলে একদম কনফিউজ হয়ে যাবে। ঠিক আছে, আমি এখন বলার চেষ্টা করি, দেখো তোমাদের কাছে কতটুকু ক্লিয়ার হয়। The gastric hydrochloric acid is formed at the villus-like projections inside the canaliculi and conducted canaliculi for secretory end of the cell. Now, as we know, the parietal, this is the interstitial fluid, this is the parietal cell, and this is the lumen of the canaliculi of parietal cell. ঠিক আছে, this is the cytoplasm of the parietal cell. As we know, water is present inside the cell. So water inside the parietal cell become dissociated into hydrogen ion and hydroxide ion in the cell cytoplasm. Okay. Then the hydrogen ion is actively secreted into the canaliculi in exchange of potassium through hydrogen potassium ATPase pump. আমি আবার বলছি, সেলের ভিতরে যে পানি থাকে, that is water, which is dissociated into hydroxide ion and hydrogen ion. This hydrogen ion is actively transported into the lumen of the canaliculi from the cell cytoplasm in exchange of potassium through an active transport process, that is hydrogen potassium ATPase pump. Now the potassium is transported into the cell. Potassium is also transported into the cell from the basolateral membrane of the cell through sodium potassium ATPase pump. দেখো, প্রথমে কি হলো, পানিটা ভেঙে হাইড্রোজেন এন্ড হাইড্রোক্সাইড আয়ন হলো। হাইড্রোজেন আয়ন lumen of the canaliculi গেল in exchange of potassium through hydrogen potassium ATPase pump. On the other side, potassium is entered within the cell in exchange of sodium through sodium potassium ATPase pump at the basolateral side of the membrane. And this potassium tends to leak into the lumen but recycle back into the cell with the hydrogen potassium ATPase pump. So this basolateral sodium potassium pump creates a low intracellular sodium, ঠিক আছে, which contribute a sodium reabsorption from the lumen of the canaliculus. Thus, the most of the sodium and potassium in the canaliculi is reabsorbed into the cell cytoplasm and hydrogen ion takes their place. আমি এইটা আবার বলছি যে water dissociate into hydroxide and hydrogen ion. This hydrogen ion goes to the lumen of the canaliculi in exchange of potassium through hydrogen potassium ATPase pump. On the other hand, from the basolateral side of the membrane, potassium is entered within the cell in exchange of sodium through sodium potassium ATPase pump. And this potassium also tends to leak into the lumen but recycle back into the cell through this hydrogen potassium ATPase pump. So as a result কি হলো যে দেখো সেল থেকে কিন্তু সোডিয়াম বের হয়ে যাচ্ছে, পটাশিয়াম ঢুকতেছে, তো একটা লো ইন্টারসেলুলার সোডিয়াম ক্রিয়েট হচ্ছে। অ্যাজ এ রেজাল্ট তোমার কি হবে, পটাশিয়াম এবং সোডিয়ামটা তোমার রিঅ্যাবসর্ব হবে ইন দ্য সেল সাইটোপ্লাজম এন্ড হাইড্রোজেন টেকস দেয়ার প্লেস। So the pumping of hydrogen out of the cell by hydrogen potassium ATPase pump permits hydroxide ion to accumulate within the cell. এতক্ষণ কিন্তু আমি হাইড্রোজেন আয়ন নিয়ে কথা বলছি। এই যে হাইড্রোজেন আয়ন বের হলো, এর এক্সচেঞ্জে এটা ঢুকলো, এই সময়টা কি হচ্ছে যে হাইড্রোক্সাইড আয়ন তোমার সেলে অ্যাকুমুলেট হচ্ছে। These hydroxide ion combine with carbon dioxide and form the bicarbonate ion with the presence of carbonic anhydrase enzyme. আবার বলছি যে আমার হাইড্রোজেন আয়ন কিন্তু লুমেনে চলে গেল, এখন তোমার হাইড্রোক্সাইড আয়ন কিন্তু সেলে অ্যাকুমুলেট করলো, অ্যাকুমুলেট হয়ে তোমার এই হাইড্রোক্সাইড আয়ন কার্বন ডাই অক্সাইডের সাথে বাইন্ড করে বাইকার্বনেট ফর্ম করবে, যে বাইকার্বনেট ফর্ম হবে এবং এই রিঅ্যাকশনটা তোমার ক্যাটালাইজড হবে বাই অ্যান এনজাইম হুইচ ইজ নোন অ্যাজ কার্বনিক অ্যানহাইড্রেস। ঠিক আছে, then what happens, this bicarbonate ion then transported across the basolateral membrane into the interstitial fluid in exchange of chloride ion. ঠিক আছে, এই ক্লোরাইডটা কোত্থেকে আসলো, ক্লোরাইড চ্যানেল, এই যে দেখো। So the bicarbonate ion then transported across the basolateral membrane into the interstitial fluid in exchange of chloride ion which enter into the cell and secreted through the chloride channel into the canaliculus. So there is formation of hydrochloric acid in the canaliculus. The hydrochloric acid then secreted towards through the open end of the canaliculi into the lumen of the gland. ঠিক আছে, and water is continuously passes through into the canaliculi by osmosis because extra ions secreted into the canaliculi. ঠিক আছে, so the final secretion of the canaliculi contain water, hydrochloric acid, HCl with a concentration of 150 to 160 milliequivalent per liter, potassium chloride as a concentration of 15 equivalent per liter, and a small amount of sodium chloride. This is the mechanism of gastric HCl secretion. ঠিক আছে, the role of H2 blocker in gastric HCl secretion. The histamine secreted by enterochromaffin-like cell that increases the secretion of HCl by the parietal cell. So H2 blocker combines with the histamine receptor, that is H2 receptor on the parietal cell, and block the action of histamine. Thus, it reduces the gastric HCl secretion. Proton pump inhibitor also inhibit the gastric HCl secretion. The proton pump inhibitor inhibit the hydrogen potassium ATPase pump, which is the ultimate pathway of hydrogen secretion into the parietal by the parietal cell. Thus, it also reduces the gastric HCl secretion. Some H2 blockers like ranitidine, simididine, etc. Proton pump inhibitors are omeprazole, pantoprazole, lansoprazole, etc. Now, achlorohydria. The absence of gastric HCl is known as achlorohydria. and short note আসে প্রায় তোমাদের postprandial alkaline tide. postprandial কথাটার মানে হচ্ছে আফটার মিল, হ্যাঁ, মানে খাওয়ার পরে তোমার কি হয় দেখো যে আফটার মিল দেয়ার ইজ এন ইনক্রিজ সিক্রেশন অফ হাইড্রোজেন আয়ন বাই দ্য প্যারাইটাল সেল of the stomach into the lumen. For each molecule of hydrogen ion, one molecule of bicarbonate ion is formed and transported across the basolateral membrane into the extracellular fluid. So after meal, the bicarbonate ion concentration increases in the ECF and ECF become more alkaline. So this condition is termed as postprandial alkaline tide. Now the regulation or control of gastric secretion. এটা মেইনলি দুই ভাবে হবে, যেমন ধরো তোমার তিনটা ফেজে হচ্ছে and with the hormonal effect আছে, যেমন ধরো mainly three phases occur in the gastric secretion. Number 1 cephalic phase, number 2 gastric phase, and number 3 an interstitial phase. And the basic factors that stimulate the gastric secretion are acetylcholine, gastrin, and histamine. The acetylcholine released by the parasympathetic stimulation excites the secretion of pepsinogen by the peptic cell, hydrochloric acid by the parietal cell, and mucus by mucus cell. And both gastrin and histamine strongly stimulate the secretion of acid by the parietal cell but have little effect on the other cells of the body. And now the phases, three phases. Number 1, the cephalic phase. It occurs even before the food enters into the stomach, especially while it is being eaten. It results from the sight, smell, thought, or taste of food, and the greater the appetite, the more intense is the stimulation. These stimulate the cerebral cortex and the appetite centers of the amygdala and hypothalamus. Then the neurogenic signals are transmitted through the dorsal nuclei of the vagi and hence through the dorsal nerve to the stomach. This phase of secretion is normally accounts for about 30% of the gastric secretion associated with eating a meal. Number 2 is gastric phase. Once food enters the stomach, it excites a long vagovagal reflex from stomach to the brain and back to the stomach, a local enteric reflexes and gastrin mechanism, all of which causes secretion of gastric juice during several hours while food remain in the stomach. The gastric phase of secretion accounts for 60% of total gastric secretion associated with eating a meal, therefore accounts for most of the total daily secretion of gastric juice is about 1500 milliliters. Now the last one is the intestinal phase. In this phase, the food is in the upper portion of the small intestine, particularly in the duodenum, will continue to cause stomach secretion of small amounts of gastric juice because small amount of gastrin is released by the duodenal mucosa. This secretion accounts for about 10% of the 10% of the acid in response to meal. This is the figure showing the phases of gastric acid secretion. That is the cephalic phase, this is the gastric phase, and this is the intestinal phase. Now the functions of stomach. We know this, the motor functions, digestive functions, protective function, and hemopoietic function. Motor function, storage of food normally 0.8 to 1.5 liter for 3 to 4 hours. Mixing of food with the gastric juice and convert it into semi-solid mixture known as chyme. Slow emptying of stomach. Digestive function is the pepsin in the gastric juice causes digestion of protein up to peptone, proteases, and polypeptides. Protective function is mucus and gastric HCl. Protective function of mucus. Mucus forms a thick jelly-like alkaline coat. It protects the stomach wall from the mechanical injury by virtue of its high viscosity. It protects the gastric mucosa from the action of pepsin and gastric HCl. Now, the protective function of gastric HCl. It kills some of the bacteria entering into the stomach with food. And hemopoietic function is the intrinsic factor of gastric juice is required for absorption of vitamin B12, which helps in erythropoiesis. That is, the intrinsic factor is a important factor, necessary factor for erythropoiesis. নাও দ্য প্যানক্রিয়াটিক সিক্রেশন। আচ্ছা, প্যানক্রিয়াটিক সিক্রেশনে যাওয়ার আগে আমার তোমাদের কাছে একটা প্রশ্ন আছে, সেটা হচ্ছে এই যে গ্যাস্ট্রিক HCl, পেপসিনোজেন, ওরা তো খুবই স্ট্রং। হোয়াই স্টমাক ইজ নট অটো ডাইজেস্টেড, অর স্টমাককে কেন ডাইজেস্ট করে না? জানো কি এটার অ্যান্সার? এটার অ্যান্সার হচ্ছে, তোমরা যদি বলো যে
Ma'am,
অটো ডাইজেশন অফ দ্য গ্যাস্ট, হ্যালো, আবার বলো, শুনতে পাচ্ছি না। মানে
presence of mucus.
মিউকাস, হ্যাঁ বলতে পারো, অবশ্যই মিউকাস তো একটা ইম্পর্টেন্ট ফ্যাক্টর। আর কিছু কি জানা আছে?
Ma'am, presence of bicarbonate.
না, বাইকার্বনেট না, তুমি এটা বলতে পারো যে মিউকোজাল একটা বেরিয়ার আছে, ঠিক আছে? এই যে তোমার মিউকাসটা, এটা তোমার মিউকাস নেক সেল থেকে সিকেট হয়, হয়ে তোমার একটা ফ্লেক্সিবল বেরিয়ার, মিউকোজা বেরিয়ার ফর্ম করে, ঠিক আছে? 1 নাম্বার। 2 নাম্বার হচ্ছে তোমার খুবই ইম্পর্টেন্ট একটা কথা, এটা জ্ঞাননে আছে খুব সুন্দর করে, যে ট্রিফয়েল পেপটাইড বলে একটা সাবস্টেন্স রিলিজ হয়, যেটা হচ্ছে তোমার অ্যাসিড রেজিস্ট্যান্ট। এটা তোমার স্টমাকে অটোডাইজেশন হওয়া থেকে প্রিভেন্ট করে, ঠিক আছে? প্যানক্রিয়াটিক সিক্রেশন। Acha, the daily secretion of pancreatic juice is 1500 ml. It is alkaline. Its pH is 8.0 to 8.3. The pancreatic digestive enzymes are secreted by the pancreatic acinie. Hmm. This is the structure of this is the pancreas. This is the gallbladder, duodenum, common bile duct from the gallbladder. এটা pancreas exocrine cells which secrete enzyme, and endocrine cells of the pancreas which secrete insulin, and ductal cell which secrete bicarbonate. Acha, the composition of pancreatic juice is the cations are sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium, and bicarbonate, chloride, sulfate, hydrogen phosphate. আচ্ছা, এখানে খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট হচ্ছে যে প্যানক্রিয়াটিক এনজাইম গুলা, হ্যাঁ, খুবই খুবই ইম্পর্টেন্ট। এরা প্রত্যেকটা এনজাইম তোমার ইনঅ্যাক্টিভ ফর্মে সিক্রেটেড হয়, যেটা হচ্ছে তোমার জাইমোজেন আমরা বলি। দ্যাট ইজ তোমার এটা প্রায় পরীক্ষায় আসে, শর্ট নোট আসে প্যানক্রিয়াটিক এনজাইম গুলা, হ্যাঁ। প্রোটিওলাইটিক এনজাইম, দ্যাট ইজ প্রোটিন স্প্লিটিং এনজাইমস আর ট্রিপসিনোজেন, কাইমোট্রিপসিনোজেন এন্ড প্রোকার্বক্সি পলিপেপটাইডেস। দেখো, trypsinogen is the inactive form, is active form কি? ট্রিপসিন। কাইমোট্রিপসিনোজেন is the inactive form, আর এটার অ্যাক্টিভ ফর্ম হচ্ছে কাইমোট্রিপসিন। So the digestive enzymes of pancreatic juice যদি বলে, বা enzymes of pancreatic juice are the proteolytic enzyme, that is protein splitting enzymes are chymotrypsinogen, procarboxy polypeptidase. Then amylolytic or carbohydrate splitting enzyme is pancreatic alpha amylase. And lipolytic or fat splitting enzymes are pancreatic lipase, cholesterol esterase, and phospholipase A2. প্যানক্রিয়াটিক এনজাইম গুলা খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট, হ্যাঁ। proteolytic enzyme, that is carbohydrate protein splitting enzyme, sorry, proteolytic enzyme or protein splitting enzymes are trypsinogen, chymotrypsinogen, procarboxy polypeptidase. Amylolytic or carbohydrate splitting enzymes are pancreatic alpha amylase. And lipolytic or fat splitting enzymes are pancreatic lipase, cholesterol esterase, phospholipase A2. আচ্ছা, এখানেও একটা প্রশ্ন আছে যে প্যানক্রিয়াস থেকে তোমার প্যানক্রিয়াসে তোমার অটো ডাইজেশন হয় না কেন? দ্য সিক্রেশন অফ ট্রিপসিন ইনহিবিটর প্রিভেন্টস দ্য ডাইজেশন অফ প্যানক্রিয়াস। দেখো, এটা খুবই একটা ইন্টারেস্টিং থিং। ইট ইজ ইম্পর্টেন্ট দ্যাট দ্য প্রোটিওলাইটিক এনজাইমস অফ দ্য প্যানক্রিয়াটিক জুস not become activated until after they have been secreted into the intestine, because trypsin and other enzymes would digest the pancreas. আচ্ছা, ঠিক আছে। আহ তোমার দেখা যায় যে তোমার যতক্ষণ পর্যন্ত এই প্যানক্রিয়াটিক জুসটা ইন্টেস্টাইনে না যাবে, ততক্ষণ পর্যন্ত ওরা অ্যাক্টিভ হয় না। Because fortunately, the same cells that secrete proteolytic enzymes into the acidy of the pancreas simultaneously secrete another factor which is known as trypsin inhibitor. This substance, that is trypsin inhibitor, which is formed in the cytoplasm of the glandular cell, prevents the activation of trypsin both inside the secretory cells and in the acini and ducts of pancreas. In addition, because it is trypsin that activate other pancreatic proteolytic enzymes, trypsin inhibitor prevents activation of other enzymes as well. So, the trypsin inhibitor prevents the autodigestion of pancreas. এটা ভাইবাতে আমরা খুব ধরি, রিটেনেও খুব আসে। যে তোমার প্যানক্রিয়াস অটোডাইজেশন কেন হয় না? বিকজ প্রেজেন্স অফ ট্রিপসিন ইনহিবিটর which is secreted by the glandular cell of pancreas. Now the regulation of secretion of pancreatic juice or control of secretion of pancreatic juice. দেখো, the basic stimuli that causes the pancreatic secretion are three basic stimuli important in causing the pancreatic secretion. Number one, acetylcholine, cholecystokinin, and number three, secretin. The acetylcholine, which is released from the parasympathetic vagus nerve endings and from other cholinergic nerves in the enteric nervous system. Acetylcholine, which is secreted by the duodenal and upper jejunal mucosa when food enters into the small intestine, and secretin, which is also secreted by the duodenal and jejunal mucosa when highly acidic food enters into the small intestine. So the basic stimuli for secretion of pancreatic juice is the acetylcholine, cholecystokinin, and secretin. And the phases involve cephalic phase, gastric phase, and intestinal phase. The cephalic phase, during the cephalic phase, the pancreatic secretion, the nervous signals from the brain causes acetylcholine release by the vagal nerve endings in the pancreas by sight, smell, thought, or taste of food. This signaling causes moderate amount of enzyme to be secreted into the pancreatic aciनी, accounting for about 20% of the total secretion of the pancreatic enzymes after a meal. Only small amount of water and electrolytes are secreted along with the enzymes. The gastric phase, that is, during the gastric phase, the nervous stimulation of the enzyme secretion continues, accounting for another 5 to 10% of the pancreatic enzymes secreted after a meal. Only small amounts reach the duodenum because continued lack of significant fluid secretion. And the intestinal phase. After chyme leaves the stomach and enters the small intestine, the pancreatic secretion becomes copious, mainly in response to the hormone secretin. This is the figure showing the regulation of pancreatic secretion. আচ্ছা, প্যানক্রিয়াটিক সেক্রেশনকে নরমালি দুই ভাবে বলা যায়, দ্য হাইড্রোলাইটিক সেক্রেশন এন্ড এগবোলিক সেক্রেশন. হাইড্রোলাইটিক সেক্রেশন ইজ দ্য ওয়াটারি বাইকার্বনেট রিচ প্যানক্রিয়াটিক সেক্রেশন, আর এগবোলিক সেক্রেশন ইজ এনজাইম রিচ প্যানক্রিয়াটিক সেক্রেশন. ঠিক আছে, দিস অল অ্যাবাউট দ্য প্যানক্রিয়াটিক সেক্রেশন. নাও দ্য biliary secretion. The bile is synthesized in the hepatocytes, the daily hepatocytes of liver. The daily secretion is 600 to 1000 ml per day. The pH of bile is 7.8 and it is alkaline in nature. Achha, the composition of bile, the substance of bile present are the water, bile salt, bilirubin, cholesterol, fatty acid, lecithin, sodium, potassium, calcium, chloride, and bicarbonate. The composition of liver bile and gallbladder bile are different. The water in the liver bile is 97.5 gram per deciliter and in the gallbladder bile is 92 gram per deciliter. Bile salt in the liver bile is 1.1 gram per deciliter and in the gallbladder bile is 6 gram per deciliter. Bilirubin is in the liver bile 0.04 gram per deciliter and in the gallbladder bile is bilirubin is 0.3 gram per deciliter. Cholesterol, which is present in the liver bile, 0.1 gram per deciliter, and in the gallbladder bile cholesterol is 0.3 to 0.9 gram per deciliter. Fatty acid in the liver bile is 0.12 gram per deciliter, and gallbladder bile is 0.3 to 1.2 gram per deciliter. Lecithin in the liver bile is 0.04 gram per deciliter, and gallbladder bile is 0.3 gram per deciliter. Sodium present in the liver bile 145 milliequivalent per liter and in the gallbladder bile is 130 milliequivalent per liter. Potassium in the liver bile is 5 milliequivalent per liter and gallbladder bile is 12 milliequivalent per liter. Calcium is 5 milliequivalent per liter in the liver bile and 23 milliequivalent per liter in the gallbladder bile. Chloride present in the liver bile is 100 milliequivalent per liter and 25 milliequivalent per liter chloride present in gallbladder bile. And bicarbonate is in the liver bile is 28 milliequivalent per liter and in the gallbladder bile is 10 milliequivalent per liter. এই চারটা খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট বিকজ এটা কিন্তু এমসিকিউ তে খুব আসে। লিভার বাইলে কোনটা কত, গলব্লাডার বাইলে কোনটা কত, তখন কিন্তু তোমরা খুব কনফিউজ হয়ে যাও। আচ্ছা, the regulation of biliary secretion, that is collaguase, that the substance which causes the contraction of the gallbladder is known as collaguase. That is the any agents which increase the flow of bile from the gallbladder into the intestine. The agents like cholecystokinin, acetylcholine. And choleritics are the substance that increase the secretion of bile. Is known as choleritics, that is secretin, bile acid. আচ্ছা, bile acid গুলার নাম লাগে। The primary bile acid এগুলা mainly precursor হচ্ছে cholesterol, that is cholic acid, chenodeoxycholic acid, and the secondary are the deoxycholic acid, lithocholic acid. And the bile salts are sodium taurocholate, potassium taurocholate, sodium glycolate, potassium glycolate. আচ্ছা, functions of bile, digestion and absorption of fat. কি করে ওখানে তোমার bile helps in digestion of fat. কিভাবে? with the help of bile salt by reducing the surface tension, activating the lipase and dissolve the action and dissolve the fat and lipase of the action. It serves by the mean for excretion of bilirubin, cholesterol, and drugs. Now, the secretion from the succus entericus. It is a secretion from the small intestine. Its daily secretion is about 1800 ml. Its pH is 7.5 to 8. The secretion from the small intestine causes by the Brunner's gland from the duodenum, that is mucus and bicarbonate, and by the crypts of Lieberkühn, which consist of goblet cell that secrete mucus, and enterocyte which secrete water and electrolytes and digestive enzymes. This is the crypts of Lieberkühn. এটা খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট, the digestive enzymes of small intestine or succus entericus. দেখো, the digestive enzymes of small intestine includes peptidase, that is aminopeptidase, dipeptidase, enteropeptidase, endopeptidase and carboxypeptidase. এরা কি করে? তোমার হচ্ছে এরা responsible for splitting small peptides into amino acids. Another is the maltase, isomaltase, lactase, sucrase. They are responsible for splitting disaccharide into monosaccharide, and a small amount of intestinal lipase, which is responsible for splitting natural fats into glycerol and fatty acid. Thank you. কারো কোনো প্রশ্ন আছে?
pancreas inhibitor টা